Well, after about an hour, just over an hour and a half, the Ender 3 has been assembled. Did I find this easy? Um, it wasn't overly difficult, but it definitely could have been a lot easier. Specifically, actually, around the instructions, had some problems with orientation of the gantries. These, I guess you call them cross members here, which way they went. These two here are different sizes, and I wasn't too sure initially which one went where. And also there's a whole lot of drilled holes, and it's hard to see with the diagrams on the manual exactly which one's which, so that could have been a lot easier. There's also these little, I guess you call them lock nuts underneath here, and various other places where once you put them in and twist them, they're supposed to move sideways and lock into there. I found those to be a little bit difficult to get orientated properly. I actually ended up using one of the Allen keys to get it orientated by just poking the side and then working from the top as well, getting the right place and then screwing it up. So that was definitely a little bit more difficult than it could be. Another thing is that there's a ridiculous amount of different sizes of the Allen key sizes here. And I'll give you an example. You don't have one Allen key. No, you don't have two. In fact, it's not three, it's five of those Allen keys. So there's quite a lot of different sizes there, which makes it very fiddly. And then you have your various spanners, and then you have a screwdriver as well. So it was just a little bit more difficult than it could have been. So it was alright though, ended up getting it sorted. Haven't turned it on yet, but I'm going to do a test after this. Now what I did like is that although they weren't totally obvious, the instructions, they were very detailed. So I had to sort of pore over them a few times, and there was a couple of false starts where I put things in the wrong place and had to undo it and so forth. But all in all, actually, it is relatively good. I also like the quality of the finish, like all the machining of the holes. They're extremely accurate. Everything fits together really nicely. We also have spares, which I think is brilliant. So once things wear out, we can use those. And also I really like the fact that the screws were all labelled, so they put little labels on each one, which I think is a nice little thing they've done just to make life a little bit easier. So yeah, I mean, you will be sort of frustrated, I guess, if you're not into IKEA furniture and kit sets and stuff like that. But you can do it over time. Might take a little longer for some people. I've installed quite a few things like this in the past, but I still found it a little bit difficult. But yeah, as I said, just to reiterate, I'm really impressed with the build quality. Everything looks really, really good. Everything's really smooth. These servos, I guess you call them, motors, they're extremely, they seem very extremely well built, and good weight to them and so forth. And I do like the design with the screen here, power supply underneath, and the little storage tray at the bottom. So yeah, quite impressive really. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to basically plug it in, and we're going to give it a crack with the first test.